saying that these 9 Trey Bloods gonna get down on him, on Tekashi. You see what I'm saying? But no, let me go to this though. He was super foul for telling on the niggas that he had to try to go hit Chief Keef though. That's what he was foul about. You put some money on a nigga and tell a nigga go do some shit. And then when it come time for motherfuckers to go to jail, you roll on a nigga. That nigga probably was in his shit. He probably was in his shit chilling, wasn't even thinking about no Chief Keef or none of them. But when you called talking about 50 bands and all this type of shit, a nigga got up and tried to go get with their glamour. They wanted that little 50 or whatever you put on them niggas. Then you go to court and then you roll on the nigga. It's crazy. That's what he's super bogus for though. That type of shit. He's super bogus for that type of shit. But whole time, them Bloods was on some other shit with Tekashi anyway. That's who really supposed to kidnapped him and shit and took his little jewelry and shit. You know what I'm saying? For real. So he already knew what them niggas was on anyway. I'm just saying, like, Tekashi wasn't the first nigga to snitch, too, at the same time. And I don't think he snitched out of he was scared to go to jail. I think that nigga snitched because he knew that them 9 Trey Bloods on his ass. But see, they finna be extra on his ass. He ain't gonna be able to do shit. If he ain't no coming back to Brooklyn, none of that shit. There's some little baby Bloods that's on his ass, that's gonna be on his ass. On the real. I ain't gonna lie to you. For real though. Oh no. Hell yeah, they trapped themselves. They was goofy as hell. It was like they should have just handled their business. They talking about the shit all on the phone and all that shit. They was tweaking. But they also exposed their hand in showing you how the motherfucking music business working too. These niggas know they got the power to make motherfuckers hot. You see what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say like make motherfuckers hot because the industry do that itself. But they knew Buddy wasn't about that shit. They just used him as a like he said, a money play. Jim Jones said in that shit like, man, Buddy wasn't shit but a money play for the gangsters. You hear me? Tekashi say he'll go do a show for damn near 200 and end up getting like let me say like I think he said like 220 or 225 or 250 or something. But anyway, he'll end up getting like only 180,000 off the show. If it's 2 something, he got to give a percentage to the Bloods, and he keep the rest of the money. You feel me? They was fucking Tekashi in the game the whole flick. If them was the real numbers that he said. You know, he could have been lying. Who knows? They probably could have been taking half of his shit. You feel me? But the boy caked up and banned up. You feel me? So that little bread that they took ain't gonna be, that wasn't shit to him. That's why he was trying to separate himself. That's what Jim Jones said in the thing. Jim Jones like, man, this nigga trying to separate himself. Oh, the real. That nigga, hey, them niggas was lightweight hating too. That's why they in the position they in. They was lightweight hating, for real. No cap. Man, that's cause they feel like that they was the Bloods and they was mobbing and they was thinking Buddy was gonna fit him and all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? That's probably what that was. They ain't think Buddy was gonna roll like that. That's why the nigga said that shit. That's why the nigga, that bring me to my point. That's why the nigga said that shit. That nigga was like, man, he trying to separate himself from us. Real shit. You gotta listen to what motherfuckers say. On the real. You gotta listen and comprehend what a motherfucker say. He wouldn't have never said that. We talking about grown men with money. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no grown man, not no real G, no gangster finna tell he trying to separate himself. What that mean? Even if he is trying to separate himself, what that mean? Y'all been playing games with the man the whole time? You know what I'm saying? Talking about he ain't nothing but a money play. Man, he heard that shit. Them people ain't force him to snitch. He heard them tapes, boy. That's what I believe. He heard them tapes. And his ass went on and sung on their ass. Not saying that it's correct or it's the real shit. You feel what I'm saying? Not saying that that's real shit or it's correct. But you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody in his shoes. Who knows what a motherfucker do? If them people would have caught you in your clique and they played tapes of you after you've been kidnapped already, and you knowing you go on the Breakfast Club right after you've been kidnapped and you said nobody could touch you, only niggas around you. He letting you know right there that niggas was on his heels right there.